Media Bias, Episode 2, Lyceum, with Pedro Guzman, Andrew Alva, and Zach Herrera. Let's get it.
All right, what's up, guys? Episode 2 coming in with Lyceum, and today we're going to be talking about a few different subjects. But real quick, I just wanted to talk about we were sitting here talking in the garage for a little bit and getting hyped already. But real quick, I just want to ask you guys: did you see the new Batman trailer?
No, I haven't. There's a new Batman trailer out?
Bro,
I am so behind. Oh my gosh.
all right, so I'll give you a hint. Oh, well, you know who's going to be the new Batman?
I don't even know that.
It was the guy from Twilight, right?
The freaking guy from Twilight. Yeah.
Okay, I heard he didn't want to work out for his role, so I'm a little...
He's yoked.
Oh, he's yoked?
He's yoked.
I'm watching the trailer right now.
Perfect.
All right, he's yoked, and it starts with a riddle.
Yes!
It
Are you
starts,
serious?
it starts with a riddle, dude.
Nice.
Starts with
Oh
a
my
riddle.
gosh. Okay.
So that hyped me up. And then 2, Catwoman is in it. So we got Catwoman and the Riddler.
Well, the reason why I really like the Riddler is because we've been seeing a lot of movies with Batman, and don't worry, guys, this isn't going to be what the episode is centered around. I'm just nerding out right now.
Me too.
But Batman, everybody forgets, is a detective. He's one of the ultimate detectives in the DC universe. We never get those movies. We see him doing a little bit of detective work, but it's not his main focus. So it's going to be awesome to see the character actually do what, he's mainly written to do.
Oh, bro, and he's bad. He's bad. That dude, what's his name? Patterson? Twilight?
Robert Patterson.
Robert Patterson.
Bro, this dude, there's like some goons, in the alley, and they're like, oh, what's up? Like, like getting all of them. He's like, who are you supposed to be, And he just lights him up, dude. Doesn't even say nothing. He just starts socking him up. And he beats him down bad, dude. I'm like, Patterson's all right, bro.
I'm glad I've never seen Twilight. It won't
For real.
affect the way that I view this.
Yeah.
No, I think he's a good actor, and it's embarrassing to admit, but I actually like the Twilight movies. But that's just
That
me.
is embarrassing.
Yeah,
It's very embarrassing, but I'm okay to put it online like that. That's fine.
Yeah, that's
I also
cool.
liked him in The King, and then he had that weird movie where he was on a lighthouse. So I think he's gonna do a good job. Patterson, if you're listening to this, good luck.
Is your favorite color pink?
No, it's
Just wondering.
it's like oxen blood red.
Okay,
Why?
just wondering.
All right, Zach.
Anyways.
What's our topic? Get us in it.
Well, all right. I didn't know we were going in like that, but I was kind of hoping we could talk about 0x5034.
It's the mosquito thing.
It is the mosquito thing. You know what that is?
No.
It's a mosquito.
So pretty much in the lab,
Wait.
It's a genetically modified
Okay.
mosquito.
But all right,
it's real, bro.
our topic today, we're going to be talking about the media and the impacts of the media. So as we talk about that, let's talk about what Zach's about to what he came up with. So just
Well,
a little
they just came out
background
with that.
for
Dang,
you
that's
guys.
true.
We come up with our topics as we huddle up right before we start recording. So it puts us on the spot. It's kind of when we're in our element when we just go off on stuff.
Right.
And we usually know enough about something that we can talk about it.
Yeah, it'll set off on fire.
All right. So
Yeah.
the media. So what's going on with this what is it? I'm looking it up right now.
0x5034.
Okay.
That is the mosquito. That's the male mosquito that we genetically modified to kill off all of the other mosquitoes. Basically, they just approved them being released into Florida and Texas.
But is that okay? Don't you think to mess with an ecosystem like that,
Like Jurassic Park.
yeah, that. Well, I'm not saying dinosaurs are gonna come back.
What was in his cane?
A mosquito.
Is that a
A
little
mosquito.
freaking weird to you?
It is a little weird, but I'm going away from the conspiracy part of it to
That's not a
drastically-
conspiracy, dude.
Well, no, I know it's
They're
real.
genetically modifying insects.
Zach, I know it's real, but I'm saying the reason that they're modifying it for is to drastically change an ecosystem. Why? Because everybody hates mosquitoes.
Because
Yeah.
malaria and a bunch of other diseases.
I was
West
born
Nile.
in. Well, no, I was just born in Mississippi. I can tell you right now, we all hate mosquitoes because they eat us alive at night, and then they're just annoying. So I can see where somebody would be like, "Yes, I will dedicate my life to destroying this one thing from existence." But at the same time, I think they're here for a reason. What do mosquitoes do exactly? Like, what is their purpose? Are they like some kind of low-level deconstructor for like waste or something like that? Right?
Probably.
Why would somebody think it's smart to just delete a whole book, like something like that, off the
So
face of
why
the
are
earth?
they saying that they're doing this? Because we could assume
Because of the disease, or because of the diseases that they're carrying, because they say that the number is so big that they're trying to eliminate all of mosquitoes, basically.
Oh wow.
All of them, basically. So what they're doing is they're injecting male mosquitoes. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Then once they produce, okay, and they have the eggs, they inject every single egg with the whatever it is, the whatever it is. I forget what it's called, but they're injecting them with that, and then they're also giving them the antidote, which is making them, it's making them recover.
Mm-hmm.
And then the eggs, because it kills them, that whatever they're injecting them with kills them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they want to get that out there. That's why they're modified like that, so that the mosquitoes could go out, reproduce, and then basically whatever they're, whoever they mate with and reproduce and stuff, it just basically terminates them.
You want to hear a cool conspiracy theory that I have?
Yeah.
What if they use mosquitoes and they inject it? Because think about it this way.
I already did.
I'm looking at it. Mosquitoes, if they can modify it to do certain things like that, like kill each other, why wouldn't they be able to use it to
Kill humans?
or transport their vaccine that maybe some people wouldn't want?
Dang.
All right,
Good.
so I'm gonna, yeah.
You-
I want
you-
to take a step back real quick though and just talk about it because this is new, right?
Not really. No.
I was gonna say the idea isn't new, but the approval of this law is new.
They already tried to do it
Yeah.
years ago, and they got shut down by the state.
2017
Yeah.
is
And
when
you
they
told me
started.
about the TED Talk in 2010.
Well, when
that
they tried to get it out.
Mhm.
Yeah, when they tried to get it out.
So just taking a step back, this for anybody listening who's not familiar with this is legit. This is not a conspiracy theory like Pedro pointed out earlier. You just got to Google it. You can go on to sciencenews.org. Any legitimate science publication is going to be talking about it. So it is real.
There's a TED Talk on it also as well. If you Googled that,
Yeah, a few.
from 2010, you said.
Well, Bill Gates is funding it basically, so he has a lot.
Bill Gates.
He's got a lot of
Okay.
stuff going on. So that's kind of why I wanted to. That's why you know where I'm going, dude. All right. But Bill Gates is behind this operation of genetically mutating insects and spreading stuff like that.
All right, guys. So if you're listening, drop in the comments your thoughts on Bill Gates because people have very, very different opinions on that man. He's altruistic. He's trying to save the world through vaccines. Or on the other side, he is trying to destroy the world through vaccines and gain more power.
He's a
through
murderer.
what he's doing. Yeah.
He's a pedophile.
Have you
Hey,
heard?
he's been
These are just
he's
people,
been
these
down
are
with
the-
Epstein.
Dude,
you
this
know
is what people say. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's what people say. I'm not saying
he's
that.
hurt large populations in third world countries through deploying certain vaccines. There's a lot of talk about Bill Gates.
And now he's going to release millions of mosquitoes in Florida and Texas.
Yeah. So here from ScienceNews.org, in spite of years of drama over the Keys consideration of releasing genetically modified mosquitoes, Florida's batch will not be the first genetically modified insects to fly free in the United States, and if it weren't for COVID-19, they might not be the only mosquito pioneers. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency simultaneously approved an experimental release in Houston's Harris County, now on hold during the pandemic. The first GM insects released in the U.S., also from Ocitec, were early versions of pink bollworm moths for an eradication program to wipe out this cotton pest in the U.S. Southwest. That genetic tweak merely supplied a marker that would identify irradiated insects, but didn't change any fertility genes. So, what do you think? You guys are obviously against this, right?
Yeah, I'm against it because look at this. I just looked up some of the positive effects of mosquitoes. This is what I was saying before. everything is created for a reason.
Right.
Once again, going back to our Christian-based values, this whole system was constructed by God, and it's perfect. So to just say out of your whim, we don't like this because it does something bad to a certain thing that we don't like.
Well, that's kind of like saying you could. I mean, people listening. I know I'm right there with you, but the thing that is kind of complicated about this is that people would say, well, then why is it okay for people to cure or try and cure cancer?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, do you take antibiotics?
Yes, I do. Sometimes.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So people, like, they could just kind of go down that route, like, well, why do you do that if it's intervening with natural causes?
Mm-hmm. And to go back also to what you said, Pedro, so God did make everything perfect, but we now live in a fallen world where sin has completely taken root and everything became sinful and broken after Adam and Eve sinned. That's what we believe. We are Christians, and so to Pedro's point, so now everything's not perfect. We do live in a fallen world where creation is now groaning and broken. So now we have things like mosquitoes transmitting crazy diseases. But I don't agree with this because what Pedro said earlier, there's so much in an ecosystem that if you start taking out like entire insect groups, where would that leave us? Like if we eliminated the bee population, we'd all be dead.
Yeah, and then get this. I'm just reading off the top. There's been medical discoveries that's been used by the done through the mosquito for some reason. I'm not going to get into them, but if you get medical discoveries through it, it's useful. Pollination, so that means growing a plant, spreading them, making sure that other insects have food sources. They're a food source for fish, bats. Guys, I'm just rambling off stuff. There's 100 more items on this list that I'm looking at. They're useful.
Yeah, and if this was going down in California, I mean Florida, it just seems like it would go down in Florida. That's kind of the kind of stuff that goes down in Florida. But Texas, I'm surprised that they're letting it go down right there. But if it did happen in California,
well, I think they said the Houston project got put on hold.
I wouldn't be surprised if anything got passed in California. Did you know California is actually repealing like it's like a Civil Rights Act? Oh yeah, they're repealing the Civil Rights Act here. Did you guys hear about that?
No.
They're actually let me bring this up real quick.
All right, so as we talk about the media, right? Now, there's a lot of ways you could talk about this particular topic that we are. And so, when you look at media organizations, you've got a lot that they're supposed to be reporting facts, but their bias gets inserted into it. And I'm not talking about one specific news organization. We're talking about every news outlet. You've got, I mean, that's why they call them the left news and the right news, right? Mm-hmm. Because they're inserting their facts, or they're inserting their opinions into the facts. So as we hear this talked about, there's going to be a lot of different opinions out there on, is this right? Is this wrong? So nowadays we have to be able to filter everything super, super diligently through, well, for us, it's going to be the Bible because that's our worldview is everything through Scripture, Right. But for everybody else, they're out there just trying to figure it out. And then you've got people like us that can create a podcast, and so everybody's putting out information.
Yeah.
On social media.
I would be surprised, dude, how much media attention this actually gets. Though I would be surprised if we didn't really hear about it too much. You know what I mean? Especially with the people who are kind of involved in it.
Yeah, I would attribute to the left the reason why you wouldn't hear about it. Because I'll go out on the limb and say that the media is dominated by the left. And it's mostly people on the right who are shut down and censored and don't get their opinions opinions voiced.
Yeah. Hey, what happened, Pedro, last after the first episode when we were talking about a discussion and Pedro brought up a good point and he was kind of joking about something, an exaggeration about the COVID and the handlebars.
Oh yeah, so there was kind of discovery here that
just real quick. I just wanted to say that because we're talking about censorship and people getting shut down on the internet. Just explain what happened with the comment.
Oh well, pretty much. I had a topic on my Facebook page that was
that we
taken
talked about. Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked
we-
about in the first episode.
and it got taken down.
Did it really? Okay.
Yeah, I
He
don't
was
know.
talking about the handlebars,
Mhm.
and
Right.
someone was agreeing with Pedro. Someone got COVID while the handlebars went through his face, which was an exaggeration.
Yeah, it was that.
Oh,
that was the
here we
story
go.
part of it. But
And-
the motorcycle accident that was attributed as a COVID death
Was what really happened.
really happened.
Yeah, and so when Pedro's friend on Facebook brought this up, Facebook said, "You guys
Shut-
can't talk about this."
You're gone.
Mhm.
Yeah, they said you're out.
They're doing that all the time now. It's really interesting.
That is really weird.
Yeah.
And most people, and it was kind of like I kind of didn't like it because if
Yeah.
if you were watching the string, well, if you're aware of it, and most people aren't on my Facebook page like that, but it was only up for a matter of like maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and it was a good discussion going. And usually I won't interact. My idea is I put it up and I let you guys think and argue it amongst yourselves. So it wasn't even me who posted the link to the article that said, no, Pedro's telling the truth. That actually happened. It was someone else.
Yeah.
And then whole string had to get taken down.
So when we talk about the media right now, it's not just mainstream media, like social media. I actually do agree with Pedro on the social media aspect, that it is dominated by the left, and you have topics that are more talked about by the right that are getting censored. Really, I mean, for no reason. Like you have the Save the Children hashtag on Facebook getting censored for a minute.
Real.
But then there was they got a ton of freaking people heated about that, and they were like, oh, we better make this thing active again. But how are you going to censor a hashtag that's about saving children from sexual harm?
It doesn't fit their narrative, bro.
Are you
Well-
kidding me? But yet you can have,
Yeah, you
I've
can.
seen it. This is true. You can have hashtags about freaking pedophilia that are still active.
Did you hear about that? And to go to the point of it, the reason why is, dude, I think they're trying to desensitize us of it. Man, I stuttered bad. Sorry, guys.
Oh, dude.
But did you guys see the thing on Netflix that came out, Cuties?
Oh man, that got me heated.
Bro, I almost canceled my subscription. I was like, and then I think did they?
So
take,
what is it? What's Cuties?
It's
Well,
a pedophile.
let's
it's
just
a pedophile
look
movie.
at the cover, okay?
I'm not looking at that.
The
cover. I'm not
cover
searching
is
that.
of basically 11-year-olds, little girls that are in like super scandalous outfits, and it's about this girl who joins a twerking team.
The little girl?
Yes.
It's about the little girl.
Yes.
Yes.
So like my wife read me an article the other day about it, but the creator of the film was supposed her whole goal behind it was to expose the fact that this is happening, and she wanted to bring it to light that little girls are being desensitized,
Right.
and that they're like, this is a fact. It's happening. Like kids getting younger and younger, getting exposed to more and more stuff at an earlier age. And so they're wanting to get involved in certain things that they shouldn't. And so she's trying to bring light to the fact that there's little girls out there that are completely desensitized. Okay, so I think the goal and the objective of the movie is cool, but what is Netflix
Dude.
doing? If she's trying to bring light to it and show that this should not be happening.
Did it get backlash?
Yes,
Oh,
it got
heck yeah.
back.
The cover.
Yeah.
I don't
The
know about the
cover, right,
movie.
okay,
I don't know about the
'cause-
movie itself.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I saw the cover. So that's why I want to say, like, I wanted to be like, okay, dude, like, if you want to make a freaking movie about it, make a documentary about it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's true.
You
That's
know,
true.
make a documentary. Don't see. I haven't seen the movie, so
Neither.
this could be.
Me neither.
It could be.
And she could
Super-
put her own flavor on exposing the topic. That's probably it could be distasteful in general.
Exactly.
You know.
I really hope that it is not what I'm imagining it is.
And hey,
about
ladies and-
following this girl trying to get on the freaking twerking team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hey,
The
ladies.
cover terrible.
Yeah, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, do not look it up. Do not actually click on it. Do not give it your view. It's seriously, I think,
But
pedophilia.
dude, you kind of should do, because we haven't even seen it. So if you were to watch it and it is exactly what we would want it to be,
right?
then that's a good thing.
Okay.
So we don't know, but
Netflix,
the
I
cover
believe-
the cover's ridiculous.
Yeah. Netflix, I believe they pulled the cover because, I mean, you can't have that.
Well, what happened? How I found out about it, and to be fair, yes, I did not watch it, but I read about it when it came out because, like Zach said, the backlash was crazy, and I was like, oh, what's with all the hype about? And then when I was reading summaries from different articles of people saying what I'm saying, which is don't support this, I fully agree.
When Netflix pockets get touched, they'll change up.
Oh yeah, and it's unfortunate because I like the service. They produce some of my favorite shows, and
this is happening all the time though. The censorship. Pedro got censored. I know people who've got censored. Okay, so one of our friends, and this is funny. I didn't even know we were gonna hit on this, but I had my wife send me this picture because it got me kind of heated. At the DNC last week, I didn't see this, but there's images that have not been altered. Okay, of Biden on stage. And a whole lot of people around him.
Dude, are we really talking about him right now?
Yeah, we have to. It's in the realm of social media, though. Nobody's masked. Not a single person's masked.
Well, of course.
And the caption is, not a mask in sight. Tell me why again are we being forced to wear one? And then this person got censored. They say, independent fact checkers at Check Your Facts and others say your post could be misleading people without additional context. A notice was added to your post on August 21st. So it didn't necessarily get pulled. It got marked as freaking, hey, you better fact check this. But like, really? I mean, it's a picture of people not wearing masks. How is that subjective?
Well, here's what happened.
Biden.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to say the actual drugs, but there's a certain combination of drugs that have been advocated for to use when you're dealing with a certain virus. I'm using these ambiguous terms.
I hear you.
Yeah, you hear me. I think everybody understands what I'm doing right now. But I think also when I was reading that comment line on my Facebook page, someone brought that, I don't know why, but somebody brought those certain drugs up, and then boom, that's when it happened.
So you're talking about the antidote or whatever for?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even think we're supposed to call it an antidote, but
sounds
whatever.
like chlorine, people.
Okay.
Yes, there we go.
Sounds like chlorine.
That's good enough.
Like
yeah.
chlorine.
Let's.
So what's up with Biden touching all those little faces though?
Do you see this?
Since we're talking about.
All right, let me go first because I mean I can say this. I had nothing against the guy. I legit had nothing against the guy. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden I see this.
What'd you see?
I seen Joe Biden on almost an infinite number of occasions.
Yep.
Taking pictures, pulling women in, little girls in by the waist, whispering in their ears, kissing them on the cheek, giving them nosies, straight up rubbing his nose. There's been multiple.
They're not his kids.
There have been multiple Democratic politicians that have come forward and said they don't even feel comfortable with the way Biden treated them and they're adults.
Yeah.
And then you got him doing this to little girls. And hey, he might just be
stupid.
He might just be an old man who feels like a grandpa, right?
Yes, exactly. I was about to say.
I'll tell you what, dude. Hold on. Let me finish this thought. My dad, anyone touches my kid like he's like a grandpa, dude.
Yes, no. I am 100% on the same page as Zach. But so this guy, even if he's doing it without ill intent, it doesn't matter. Some actions cannot happen. Mm-hmm. You just can't do certain things,
bro.
Yeah,
in one of those clips that you're talking about, he's freaking grabbing the little girl, and she's
pulling away.
She's trying to pull away, and in one of them he's standing directly behind her, pulling her into him by her. His hands are wrapped around her face.
Weirdness.
Freaking weird, dude.
Ultimate weirdness.
I don't even touch my daughter like that. It's freaking weird.
Yeah.
It looks weird. I would imagine it would feel weird.
Mm-hmm. And like Andrew said, you have to realize this guy's old. He's from the old school. He might just be giving affection, but I think his circle around him, his people who are his advisors, should be able to, after even like the first or second video or occasion they noticed it. Hey man, keep your hand. You need to be Keanu Reeves. If you look at a video, he keeps it. Keanu is like the opposite. He keeps it 100.
Put his hand on him.
He actually, every time you see a picture with him, his hand is actually open or up or something like that. And that's his. He needs to be.
But that's what Nancy Pelosi told him. She was like, "Hey, bro.
Oh, she did.
Chill out. Like, don't be like. All right, take it easy."
You know what the sad part is about this though? The sad part about this is the people who are talking about this, like us. Someone else is going to chime in and be like, "Oh, well, would you rather have Trump?"
Mm-hmm. Like, it's always a this or that. It's always a this or that.
Yeah, bro, dude. I don't want Trump. I don't want Biden. I don't want guys touching little girls.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay.
I know it, and that there's no way to justify this stuff, but the sad part is, I saw
Well,
one
I'd rather
clip.
have that than I'd rather have Trump.
Yeah, I saw this one clip where he goes in to give this little girl a kiss on like the forehead or something, and the girl is obviously uncomfortable, clearly uncomfortable, and her dad's right there. And then later they interview the dad, and the dad goes ahead and sticks up for Joe Biden. He says, "You know what? My daughter's known him for a long time, and blah 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 blah. Like it was fine."
Well,
and I'm like,
you know why though? You know why though?
Because the man's about to be his
Dude,
boss.
they didn't.
Because
they didn't just pull him in out of nowhere. Little Joey boy knew that dude was going to be
Dirty
interviewed.
Biden.
Old dirty Biden, man.
At it again. Hey, that dude knew that he was going to get interviewed. Everyone knows when you're in that position. They all know what's up. That dude's
You
not
don't
going
have
to
the
say
guts to stand up.
Yeah, so
Sit down.
that dude's not going to say anything.
Yeah,
Step back.
and that's what it also comes, bringing it back to home, people. A certain group is being censored, right? And in that censoring, what's also happening behind the scenes is their lives are being destroyed. There's a YouTuber that I like to listen to a lot. His name's
Zach Herrera.
No, Zach Herrera.
Plug for the Zach Herrera channel.
Plug. Sorry, go ahead.
His name's Sargon of Akkad. Carl Benjamin is his formal name. I think he's an awesome orator, and I listen to a lot of them. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of side with some of his views. Long time ago, he was not banned from YouTube, but demonetized. That put a certain strain on him, obviously, because he has a family, right, to support. And now he's being censored, or even more so, attacked for what he said. But this is where you have to have the moral courage and mental fortitude to know, hey, I actually do need to kind of speak up right now, because if I say nothing, things like cuties, right? Things like Joe Biden going around touching someone else's kids inappropriately on television, you're going to see the next generations desensitized to it and just have it normalized.
What's up with that dude though? Is he like... You've seen those... All right, again, because I know people don't listen, this isn't a Trump support podcast, all right?
No.
But did you see on YouTube now, it's on everyone's phone, I think. Like when you go on YouTube app, the first thing that pops up is a Trump ad.
I've been every time, no matter what device.
No matter what. Yeah, you're just... It's right there. It's first to go, and it's a what happened to Biden ad. Dude, that thing's funny.
I've not watched it. I've just been like, dang, they really going hard on YouTube.
They're going hard, dude.
Well,
but Trump says he's showing clips back in, like, it goes pretty far back. But Joe Biden he's eccentric. He's energetic. He's speaking very clearly. He looks like kind of like Trump did back in the 80s. He looks just like a more respectable, professional guy.
Yeah.
And then it says. And then it shows a clip and it says now. And Joe Biden can barely speak English. It looks like he's barely alive. He's I just don't. And it says, what happened?
I'll tell you what happened.
Dang, just clowning.
Hey. All right, so somebody brought this to my attention today at work. Said, what happens? I think he's a clone.
No, I don't think he's a clone, brother.
I think he's a clone because they think he's gonna get offed when he becomes president. So he said he's just got clones ready to go.
No, dude.
And I said, dude,
terrible cloning where they can't speak coherently.
No, said, dude, they messed up, but that is genius.
No, dude, no.
Hey, we're under 10 minutes.
He doesn't even look like a human. His eyes are all black. You notice that? You seen his eyes?
Bro. What's wrong with that?
His eyes look
What's
black.
wrong with that?
Well, brother, it's a much more simple plan, and it's not a conspiracy. This is what's gonna happen. We saw his I don't want to even talk about her. His running mate now, his vice president. What's going to happen with this gentleman, if he wins, everyone listening, is they will put him into a nice sun chair, right? They will wheel him out to the porch after he wins. He will give a written speech, and then they will turn him to the side, put a nice blanket over Grandpa's lap, and that's where he's going to stay for the rest of his term. Like, he's not going to be making decisions. He's a stand-in.
So who's controlling him?
Puppet.
the whole Democratic Party. I think they would all.
Do you think Hillary's controlling them?
No, dude.
I do.
So with Hillary, it's a mixed bag with me because I actually have listened.
Satan.
Well, she's not Satan, bro. I've listened to her and read. I've actually read some of her material. She's a person who has just made very bad decisions. Who just fell off at a certain point.
Yeah,
she came in like all politicians. Probably they came in with good intentions, and then the game was revealed to themselves, and they got caught up in the bureaucracy.
Like when she rebelled against God, and he threw her out. Like that? Was that the bad decision?
So 2 things. One, I want to go back to what Zach said earlier. This is not a Trump podcast. Well, right now it might sound very much like it is, but we have plenty we could talk about Trump.
He's a sicko too.
And then on top of that, as we look at Hillary, I mean, look at here. The whole email leak thing, right? Mm-hmm. You either are incredibly incompetent or you have malintent. There's only 2 options because you can't have that many emails on your personal email account.
Yep.
That's just either incompetence or you have some backdoor thing you're trying to work. So
I think that
one way or another, I don't think somebody like that, either incredibly incompetent or having ill intent, should be able to get down in the political arena.
You should see if on Cuties if her name's in any of the casting.
Dude, I'm not going back into
any of the casting names because it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, this is leading to a whole nother area. But I want to.
Dude, it's the media.
Yeah,
it's the media.
No, but I was gonna say that topic in particular is getting a lot of coverage right now. Yeah, and it sickens me.
Because they're not good. They're not. Yeah.
What's also weird is you're not seeing any of the broadcast sites post on the peaceful protests. They are now in residential areas.
Mm-hmm.
They are. They are flashing lights into people's houses.
Have we gotten coverage on this in the mainstream media?
No, I honestly don't really track them. I follow a guy named Andy No. He's
I've heard of him.
You've heard of him? Yeah, he got attacked by Antifa one time, and he got a concussion. And like the brave man he is, he said, "No, I'm gonna keep going." So after he healed up, he got a little smarter, I think. He started disguising himself and started staying more in the background and just taking video, which is what objective news reporting is. Because on his page, he's mostly on Twitter. I think he's on Parler. I hope he's on Parler. But all you see is videos of them marching through houses, asking people, or not asking people, sorry, making demands of people, give us your house. Mm-hmm. We used to live here. You're living where we are supposed to be living.
And we used to live here, meaning the gentrification that's taking place in Portland.
Yeah.
And yeah, George Ventura TV is another independent news source that I like to watch to get coverage on the Portland situation. He covers it, a lot, every day. But let's go back. We got 5 minutes left. So to the media. Now we've talked a lot about media censorship, right? Mm-hmm. Give us your thoughts on media censorship.
There is a general narrative that has to be spun by the left, who does control the majority of the media sources. In terms of the right, there is little representation of their opinions when it is available. It is actually either censored, destroyed before anybody sees it, and the producers of that media are then attacked personally. With malice intent, in my opinion. That is my opinion on the state of the media at this point.
Zach?
Yeah, I just think it's weird that it's one-sided. You know, if you're gonna do that, it should be about, like you said, it should be about, you know, the last thing that they should be censoring is save the kids. Mm-hmm. You know, save the children. But instead, they're worried about people talking about a disease, which is freaking ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense. Like, dude, you're basically, when you do that, you're telling us that you guys are up to something. Mm-hmm. So I think, and I mean, it's the freedom of speech.
Yep.
So they're interfering with that, which all is out the window apparently, because if you're censoring someone on what they're talking about, that's just what it is. And then, so that you have that part going on, And then so they're interfering with that, our freedom of speech, and then also they're picking and choosing the topics, that they're doing it to. So it's sad and it's frustrating.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. Like, First Amendment says we have the freedom of speech. It gets a little sticky as you get into social media platforms because those are public or privately held entities that have their own guidelines and rules of conduct that their members have to, abide by. And so, you can't post hate speech, you can't post pornographic images, which is good.
Yeah.
But now they're starting to
Wait, did you say hate speech?
Yeah. I think, as part of their community guidelines,
Oh,
they
okay.
usually prohibit those things, whether or not it actually takes place. But
Okay.
here's my problem is you have these social media companies who don't necessarily have to abide by the First Amendment, but what they're doing, like we've already talked about, is they're censoring and they're choosing who they're going to censor. YouTube, for one, is on that side. They censor a lot of material, right? But yet, this account that I follow exposes a lot of things, and this one guy in particular, he posted a video on basically how there's a lot of child porn on YouTube, and it's not being censored. So these algorithms and these people at these social media organizations, they have the ability. We know they have the ability to censor certain things because we're seeing it right now, every day. But yet they choose not to censor the things that violate their guidelines.
What is up with the kids?
That I know. And so they can if they want to. But as we go back to why aren't they? Why aren't they? Because I get heated about this.
I can say why aren't
money.
they?
What's generating money for them? Because the guy showed these super sus videos are being monetized. You look in the comments.
Yep.
Horrible. And so they're getting paid off this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Who's involved in stuff like that?
Well,
let's hear some big names.
Well, I don't know any.
Let's hear some big names.
Jeffrey Epstein was
Bill,
a ringleader.
Would Bill be one of them? I'm not talking about Bill Nye either. I'm talking about
had a very
Well,
I'm talking about the guy releasing mosquitoes in Florida and Texas.
You talking about the Gates, man?
The Gates. Yeah. I'm talking about Billy.
I thought you were talking about Bill Clinton.
Him too. His brother Billy. Dude, Bill's not a good name. You got Bill Nye. He's cool, but he's
Bill Nye, the not so science guy.
Bill Nye, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, all doing some weird stuff out there.
But dude, I can tell you the why. It's I think what you're seeing here is these people, they are crippled by fear. They are shackled to
Romans 1.
Yep, they're shackled to their masters who they think if we speak against them even once that, their life will be over. This is where that sense of moral courage and mental fortitude comes into play. They're perpetuating a myth of, false self-righteousness. And honestly, the only way we're going to heal from this is until they're ousted by allowing their opinions to be put on the table and then having people like I think Sargon of Akkad, like I think James White, people who are not afraid to say the things that we all know are true and right in this world.
10 seconds.
That is the only way we are going to delete this weirdness going on.
Yeah, the mind's been deluded and delusional.
Yep. All right, guys. That's it. That's
time
40.
just expired, so we got to stop.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Sorry,
how we
guys.
roll. That's how it works.
I wanted to go deeper, but
yeah,
we got to
right,
respect
guys.
you guys and respect everybody's time here.
All right, till next time.
Exactly.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Go wild in the comments.